Excellence. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it. And steaks, ribs, seafood, and our famous fresh garden bar. Ruby Tuesday. Good times you can taste.
Coming up on Primetime, GovGuam weighs in on a lawsuit seeking to render the island's cannabis law null and void. Plus, our Chris Barnett gives you the backstory on why interscholastic sports fragmented in the first place. And your elected senators are fighting to ensure Guam's place in history is well preserved. Good evening, everyone, and Hafaday. As GDOE and the IIAAG prepare to meet this week over the controversial Education Board's unanimous decision to return the management of public high school sports to DOE, our Chris Barnett gives you a closer look at what prompted the decision to separate.
GDOE set to resume running public high school interscholastic sports on January 1st, 2020. The Independent Interscholastic Athletic Association of Guam has been running high school sports for both public and private schools for nearly 20 years. Now, DOE Superintendent John Fernandez says he'll work with newly sworn-in IIAAG President Terry DeBold to ensure a harmonious transition.
So we definitely want to keep the momentum going, dispel some of the fears and anxieties by really creating a process that's open, transparent, inclusive, and then, make recommendations as to how we want to move forward. And I think that's my commitment.
Those who remember when DOE ran interscholastic sports may recall the laundry list of issues. Fields not being cut, refs not getting paid, no lights for night games. But Fernandez says there's a difference between then and now.
We've received funding from the government, which we then push out to that organization to help run the sports, pay officials, pay coaches, and so forth. So, over the past few months, the board has considered, taking that operation internal.
That funding source, the Healthy Futures Fund. And because of this funding source, GDOE says money shouldn't be an issue anymore. But former public high school athletes say what they're worried about is a lack of competition if the two school systems each have a league of their own. Desmond Mandel is the cross-country and track coach for St. John's in Upper Tumon and a former track star for the JFK Islanders.
I would hope that the plan is not to separate the leagues. When I was in high school, we actually had separate leagues. This was, I think, when the beginning of the split. So I was playing for JFK or running for JFK. And GDOE had its own league, and IIAAG had their own league, and we only played within our league.
Mandel said that meant playing against the same four schools over and over again. While DOE may be taking its ball and going home, Fernandez says he's still pulling for play between the leagues.
So, the biggest concern, though, that I've heard is, will the private schools be able to compete against the public schools? The answer right now is I don't see that changing. I would love to see that stay. I think at this point I'm making that decision. They've given me that authority.
But what prompted DOE's decision to pull out from the IIAAG? At the end of the day, Fernandez said it came down to fairness.
And sometimes shifting the decision unfavorably against public school teams. So questions about how decisions are made, who gets to participate in those decisions, is that fair or not fair? Those were some of the issues that were discussed. There were concerns about how to settle disputes about scheduling.
While GEB board member James Lujan, the man behind the push to pull out, says there were work sessions and opportunities for IIAAG stakeholders to provide input on this process, most of the stakeholders in the IIAAG were shocked by the decision, telling KUAM News they were blindsided by the problems DOE says they had with the IIAAG.
I'm trying to put a finger as to what went so wrong with the IIAAG that required DOE to pull out. And then the second question to that is, okay, well, if there are some issues, has a meeting taken place between DOE stakeholders and IIAG stakeholders to try to iron out those issues?
Fernandez, meanwhile, says moving forward, he wants to focus on clear goals and objectives for public school scholar athletes. For Guam's News Network, Chris Barnett reports.
Chris also adds that Education Board member James Lujan did respond to comments he made about lowering standards for scholar athletes and the ability of Guam students to meet grade requirements to play in sports. It was Chris' group chat show on Facebook. You can check it out right now on our Facebook page. Well, the Attorney General's office has rolled out multiple reasons why Guam's cannabis law does not violate federal policy. 24 hours after the governor signed the Cannabis Control Act, Guam resident Sedfrey Linsangan filed legal action in federal court. He alleges that the governor, along with local lawmakers, committed official misconduct because federal law still prohibits possession and use of cannabis. While he did call it an open and shut case, the AG's office, in a motion filed recently, argues federal law or the Controlled Substances Act allows states, including Guam, free to pass laws relating to marijuana so long as they do not create a positive conflict with federal policy. The AG also argues that Linsangan lacks standing because he's not suffered a personal harm as a result of the local law. Linsangan wants Guam's weed law to be deemed null and void. Also tonight, the Spanish government calls it the voyage that changed the world. Spain is now celebrating its 500th anniversary of the first recorded circumnavigation of the globe by Portugal's Ferdinand Magellan and Spain's Juan Sebastian Elcano. The historic journey included a stop on Guam, and your elected senators want to make sure the local perspective is also made known. Nestor Lecanto has more in our next story.
21.
The 3-year voyage by Magellan and Elcano lasted from 1519 to 1522, and the Madrid government has scheduled a series of events to mark the 500-year anniversary. According to a Spanish government website, the program is meant to tell the story of the expedition, drawing attention to its importance and to the explorers behind the big deed. But Senator Kelly Marsh Titano's bill is meant to tell the story of Magellan's stop on Guam from the Chamorro perspective.
For too long, Chamorro and other voices have been silenced, disregarded, misrepresented, misunderstood, ignored, or forgotten. Bill 59 provides a critical opportunity for Spain and others to hear what Chamorros have to say.
Her bill establishes an expert commission of academic, civic, and cultural representatives to present what the indigenous people of Guam encountered when Westerners and eventual colonizers arrived on their shores. But Senator Therese Terlahi, who sponsored a similar measure last term, expressed caution over some differing views expressed previously.
The last thing we need is to create a commission that is actually going to divide our community, when really the goal of this commission is to put Guam's history and reality in the spotlight for the world to see the truth.
Last month, Spain's King Felipe VI held an event commemorating the contract signed with Magellan before his ship set sail on the history-making journey. For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
That bill was moved to the voting file for action during this legislative session. And speaking of action, a bill to head off a different kind of oil crisis was also moved to the voting file. That measure by Senator Tello Taigui establishes a task force to recommend what to do about used oil and waste oil. Currently, the only facility capable of efficiently burning them, which is the Cannabis power plant, is expected to be shut down in a few short years by the folks at the Guam Power Authority.
Madam Speaker, we have a choice on how we want to continue managing used oil. Do we simply take no action on this critical issue and let the private sector figure things out on its own? Or, Madam Speaker, do we engage the private sector and regulatory agencies now and plan accordingly?
Taigui estimates that Guam generates about 2 million gallons of waste oil a year. It used to be shipped off island at a cost of $12 a gallon, compared to $1.50 when burned by GPA. Legislative session resumes tomorrow at 10 a.m. Well, it has now been about a week since we first covered the story about a bus driver who dropped 2 girls on the side of the road. 10-year-old Angel Cruz and her sister, 9-year-old Raylene, told the bus driver they were on the wrong bus, but instead of returning them to school, you now know that she yelled at them and dropped them off to a bus stop near 1,000 Steps. And thanks to Good Samaritans, the girls were picked up and returned to their father, who happened to be driving around the Latte Heights area where they live looking for them. DPW's Vince Ariola says he's still waiting for a report on the investigation, with agency policy requiring that when a child notifies the bus driver they're on the wrong bus, they're supposed to take them back to their school or nearest mayor's office. Well, don't believe everything you see on WhatsApp. That's what one man says after he was called out for disrespecting what a viral video poster thought were Latte stones. Once again, here's Chris.
Maybe you saw the video going around on WhatsApp. A man taking offense and expressing outrage over what he says in the video are Chamorro artifacts being disrespected.
Check out where they put the Latte stones, dude. Under a pile of dirt. The disrespect.
The video making the rounds on WhatsApp and even sparking reactions on social media platforms like Twitter and Instagram. But Ed Cruz says the stones belong to him, and the person who posted the video didn't get their facts straight.
How the person viewed what he saw and what it actually is just completely the opposite, you know. So
no Latte stones, no artifacts?
Oh, no, I wish I had them. I wish I would have lattice stones and artifacts, but those are just natural, form rocks.
The video's poster calling out the Outrigger Hotel as well, but the Outrigger responded today through HR manager Chris Nicholas.
They're not lattice stones.
Cruz rents inflatable swing rings and canoes to tourists, and he says he collects rocks and store them in the fenced-off area in the video. While he says he applauds people who want to promote and protect our culture, he wonders why no one bothered to ask him about the rocks before posting about them.
I just wish that they would have just made contact with me and, just to confirm everything.
Cruz says GPD and a rep from Adelup were on site yesterday and verified the rocks in question were just that, rocks. He says the man who posted the video and several other activists came by to check on those rocks.
They all apologize, for the misunderstanding and the way they viewed it.
Cruz said he asked the man to clarify his mistake and promote it the same way he promoted the erroneous video, but KUAM News couldn't verify if that was done. Meanwhile, the Outrigger says it welcomes any questions about how it treats Chamorro artifacts.
When we built this hotel, we made sure that we preserved any type of lattice stones that were found, and we welcome people to come to our lattice stone garden, that we preserve the lattice stones that we found back in '97.
In closing, Cruz said he was bothered by the idea he would desecrate the artifacts of our ancestors.
I am a true Chamorro. Why would I'm willing to sit down with any Chamorro or any individual and come down into terms, make an understanding and unity, not this putting out on media. I mean, what kind of attention are they trying to get?
For Guam's News Network, Chris Barnett reports.
All right, Chris, thanks so much. And also, only a single item to bring you from the crime beat tonight as one woman fought her way out of a violent attack after she awoke to a man next to her. Morlan Sikion was allegedly drinking with the victim before she fell asleep. She woke up to the man beside her on a mattress, and according to court documents, he allegedly lunged at her, punching her several times in the head and body, groping, and then beginning to strangle her. The victim was able to get away by defending herself, running down the street to hide while she waited for police. Court documents state that she told officers, quote, "I was drunk," as they took him to the precinct and after he was read his Miranda rights. It did appear, however, that he did not fully understand his rights, so they were unable to interview him. Sikion was charged with second-degree criminal sexual conduct, strangulation, assault with intent to commit criminal sexual conduct, and fourth-degree criminal sexual conduct. Please do stay tuned. We are taking a quick commercial break, but we'll be back right after this.
There are more ways to experience Guam via KUAM News, giving you what you want, when you want, and how you want it. From smart devices, Alexa, what's in the news?
Here's your flash briefing.
Over the web, on mobile, on streaming platforms, with immersive, interactive formats, and via social media where it's more than just content, it's conversation. More ways to keep you informed and entertained whenever you want it, wherever you are, on whatever device you're using.
We value relationships because when we commit,
I love you guys until you're 80, until you're 90, until you're 100, forever.
We are in it for the long run, so you can enjoy the moments that matter. Because when we commit to relationships, we never stop caring. Calvo's Select Care, health care that is always there for you.
Guam is truly a majestic place with its sheer natural beauty, wealth of beaches, and culturally rich landscape. Unfortunately, Guam has a real problem with unwanted invasive species. Help us in preventing their introduction and spread. The coconut rhinoceros beetle, the little fire ant, the African snail, Siam weed. These are just a few of the numerous invasives on Guam. Follow proper custom procedures when bringing plants and animals into Guam.
Help protect Guam. Tell your family and friends about invasive species.
To report invasive species, call 475-PEST.
The most delicious union of all time is now on Guam. Kentucky Fried Chicken and Waffles for limited time at KFC.
MTO, professional janitorial services with a warm hospitality touch. MTO gives that gift year-round. Pressure wash roofs, pressure wash driveways, lawn service, home cleaning, carpet restoration, office cleaning, commercial window cleaning, floor care. When cleaning is in order, MTO has you covered. Call 647-6861 to inquire on how you can receive the maintenance you deserve.
MTO, celebrating 30 years with you, Guam.
We've got more Guam news in just a bit, but first, regional headlines.
Half a day, Guam. Here's what's making news in the CNMI.
It's a day we remember those who have fallen, those who died fighting for our freedom. It's Memorial Day.
You know, Memorial Day is one of the most important days of remembrance in the year. And as I mentioned in my speech, it's very important that we take a moment to recognize all sacrifice, big and small, and how each little sacrifice contributes to making our nation a better place.
93 veterans are buried at the Veterans Cemetery in Marpy. And today, 31 spouses, along with community members, political leaders, and loved ones, came to pay their respect.
Thank you all the people who's for the sacrifice for service this country. And this day is every year is so special for us. It's not just coming for visit them. We also have high respect for thank you for them and always remember them forever. Thank you, God.
Remembering the freedoms we have because of those who died in service of our country, the United States of America.
There have been many people, both from here and who came here, who paid the ultimate sacrifice. And as we stop today and remember, we realize that each one of those contributes to how we live today and to the freedoms that we get to enjoy because of those sacrifices.
Bringing special meaning to each and every person.
Memorial Day means a lot to me. You know, I'm a veteran, and I know how it feels to serve with our soldiers. Actually, Memorial Day is it's not only today, it's an everyday issue. We should pray for our fallen comrades, those who have given the sacrifice for the freedom, our freedom. And, you know, today is a very special day, actually, for our comrades and our families who are buried here today. So I want to say thank you to them for sacrificing their life for our freedom and peace. So that means a lot to me, and it makes me shiver when I come to this place.
Feel a little bit sad because one of our family is gone, you know, but we try to make ourselves healthy for the best for, you know, we do appreciate it, whatever that he's doing for the people, you know, because he was in the war at that time, and
it's pretty important to us because, you know, our dad did serve in the military. He was deployed once, and now that he's gone, it's awesome that these guys are out here and, you know, making an effort to pay the respects to everybody and all the families. So it's pretty cool and it's pretty awesome. It's great that they're doing this.
A thank you to all those who serve and who have died fighting for the land of the free. Reporting for KSPN, I'm Ashley McDowell.
Watch these top stories and more at saipantv.com. For KSPN2, I'm Adriana Cotero.
Back now to news about Guam. This week, several people will be deploying into neighborhoods to conduct the Household Income Expenditure Survey. At least 2,500 random homes will be surveyed with the information confidential. It serves as one of the most reliable economic data tools for rebasing the Consumer Price Index, measuring inflation, the development of GDP, and other key economic indicators critical to business and government. It's being conducted over the next 4 months by UOG's Cooperative Extension and Outreach, the Department of Labor, and the Bureau of Stats and Plans. It was last done 14 years ago. Well, the Island Beautification Task Force, along with various GovGuam agencies, is set to take part in a cleanup on June 1st. It's part of preparations for the 75th Liberation, with Lieutenant Governor Josh Tenorio inviting all to rise up and to actively participate.
If your group or organization would like to help, contact our Island-wide Beautification Task Force at 475-9383 or email us at ibtf@guam.gov. Rise up, Guam, and see you.
The cleanup again is this Saturday starting at 6 in the morning and focuses on the island's major roadways. Also tonight, the Chamorro District Boys Scouts of America giving back during the Memorial Day weekend as scouts planted flags on graves of service members at the Naval Cemetery in Hagåtña and Veterans Cemetery over in PD. Sandra Regis Sayal tells KUAM News dozens participated in flagging of graves, and scouts also passed out water at the Memorial Day ceremony. About 40 scouts placed over 125 flags at the two cemeteries with a salute given to honor and pay respect to the fallen. The Chamorro District Association's mission is to prepare young people to make ethical and moral choices. Interested in being a scout or a volunteer, you can call 649-0639. Please stay tuned. Your birthday shout-outs are next.
What's that? An Alpha Insurance customer needs a claim settled immediately? I'm on it.
Agent Alpha.
In the event of an accident, theft, or breakdown, each of our Alpha Insure agents are trained to go above and beyond.
This is my stop. There she is. Target acquired.
Agent Alpha.
Yes!
Legends aren't born, they are made. And during our Jeep Celebration event at Cars Plus and Mighty, you'll receive up to $6,000 in accessories for the purchase of a new Jeep Wrangler, Motor Trend SUV of the Year. Customize your new Jeep to the way you want it. Or how about a new Jeep Grand Cherokee? Save up to $5,000. Or save up to $7,500 on a new Jeep Compass Sport. It's our Jeep Celebration event going on now at Cars Plus and Mighty. Cars Plus, driven by you.
I am duck winner.
I'm a boarder.
I'm a golfer.
I'm swimmer.
Hey, neighbor.
I'm a teacher.
We are proud sponsors of Special Olympics Guam.
Let me win. Can I win?
Let me be brave in the attempt.
Make a difference in an athlete's life. Be a part of Special Olympics Guam.
Keep our dreams alive.
Get involved today.
KUAM Sports is presented by Triple J.
Dave Delgado here for KUAM Sports, brought to you by Triple J. I have some bowling and soccer news to get to in just a bit, but first off, basketball highlights from this year's GSPN Boys High School All-Star Basketball game from the FD Phoenix Center. Check it out. Team Supreme lacing up against Team Elite. Darren Hetchanova, head coach for Supreme. Will Stinnett calling the shots for Elite. Elite working off the inbound. Lawrence Tisalona slides out and gets the pass from Christian Leon Guerrero. Tisalona hits the long two as the ball rattles in. Supreme's Jamar White with the assist to Rio Aiken, who shows his range. Deep ball from up top is all net. Leon Guerrero drives to the top of the key and picks up a screen. Pump fake and finds teammate Tony Kaneni cutting to the basket. Kaneni goes up and gets the layup to roll in for 2 points. Aiken with the nice dish to Del Bautista. Bautista with the reverse baseline lay-in. The guards on both teams getting the job done. Christian Leon Guerrero with the move to get to the lane. No look over the shoulder dime to Chris Murakami for the bucket. Leon Guerrero and Tisalona with the give and go. Tisalona with the bounce pass back to Leon Guerrero. Jamar White gets the pass from Brandon Soriano and attacks the basket, going in on three defenders for the score. Pull up three-point attempt by Leon Guerrero the other way is short. Lawrence Tisalona gets the putback to go as Team Elite pulled off the win 100-75. Kevin Cabral scores in transition for Supreme, getting the basket to go and one in his team's losing effort. Keeping with basketball news, the Guam Youth Basketball Association's annual drug-free league tips off on June 22nd and wraps up on August 10th. With the help of DPR, the Dedido Mayor's Office, and Dedido Municipal Council, over 60 teams will be able to get some quality time on the court this summer. Games will be played on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at the Estumbo Gym, Guam Sports Complex, and Untalon Middle School. The GYBA promotes being drug and alcohol free, teaches discipline, and encourages teamwork and sportsmanship. In bowling news, John Solis took home the Guam Senior Bowlers Association monthly tournament 199 to 198 over top seed veteran champ Jim Panala. This was the third month in a row that the top two seeds have met in the tournament's championship round. The next monthly tournament will be held Sunday, June 30th at 11 in the morning at Central Lanes in Tamuning. UOG's men's soccer team received their awards for winning the 2018-2019 GFA Budweiser Amateur Men's League Championship during an awards night that was held during the break between the men's and women's GFA Challenge Cup finals at the GFA National Training Center. Ryoga Okada won the Golden Boot Award for being the leading scorer in the amateur league. Okada scored 35 goals in 13 matches played for UOG. Alicia Beneventi won the Golden Boot Award for the Lady Tritons as the leading scorer in the GFA Bud Light Amateur Women's League. Beneventi scored 21 goals during the 15-match regular season. It's the second time Beneventi has won the Golden Boot Award playing for UOG in the GFA League.
Pulses per minute. That's the rate of your heartbeat when you were born. And as you grow up, you'll get to meet your awesome crew from over 164,000 people on this island. Together, you'll explore some of Guam's 210 square mile land, where you'll get to enjoy hundreds of things to do, from climbing the highest mountain and more, to exploring the deepest trench and more. But that won't be enough for you, so you'll travel more than 1,000 miles to experience 1,000 more things, in more places where you'll meet more faces, until you meet that one person with whom you'll be doing 1,000,000 more things with, until you bring another heart that would beat 180 pulses per minute, and we'll be there, giving you more data for more of those experiences.
This would be awkward if you were sharing these nachos with anyone but yourself. Nachos are now a meal with your choice of double the seasoned beef or slow-cooked shredded chicken plus a medium drink. The Grande Nachos Box, only at Taco Bell.
Triple J says yes. Easy financing? Yes. Easy trade-in? Yes. Fast and friendly? Yes. Find the car of your dreams like our Mazda CX-3 at only $19,995 or the Honda HR-V at only $180 per paycheck. Get top market value on your trade-in, explore payment options that work for you, and get pre-approved instantly. We'll even go the extra mile to deliver your vehicle to your home or office. Triple J says yes. Just click, pick, drive, and purchase your next vehicle at triplejguam.com today. Triple J, customers first.
And without further ado, here are tonight's birthday shoutouts. All right, everybody, happy birthday to Eric Tenorio. Happy birthday to our brother and brother-in-law. We love and miss you so much. Say Shelly, Richard, and all your family on Guam. Happy birthday to Nora Lingao Cruz Santos. Happy birthday number 51 coming from Brother Merv, Dad, Hubby John, and the boys, John Anthony Santos Jr. boy, and Darius Santos. They all say happy birthday, Sissy. Happy birthday to Mike Avaristo, to my hubby Mike, bus number 81, love Davina and your family. And to our very own producer extraordinaire, Lacey Francisco. Happy birthday to you and to everyone. Lacey's actually back there running the show right now. Happy birthday to you and to everyone once again. Register, won't you? Go to KUAM.com, go about halfway down the page, and indicate your favorite birthday celebrant. All right, please stay tuned. We have much more coming up.
Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E. Explore your world. Health, home, and lifestyle. Presented by Paradise Fitness Center, changing lives since 1996.
Hafa and hello everybody, I'm Jason Salas. Welcome to the show, and we're going to get started with Nurse Jen with another episode of Health Check.
Health Check. with Nurse Jen is presented by Island Cancer Center.
Hello and Hafaday, and it's time for your health check. If you're between the ages of 9 to 26 years old, I've got great news for you, and you're not going to want to change the channel. The HPV vaccine is available to you right here on Guam, at your doctor's office, in the local clinics, or at Public Health. If there was a chance for you to reduce your risk of getting cancer, why wouldn't you try it? HPV is a common sexually transmitted infection that can cause genital warts, cervical cancer, or other cancers to the throat, vagina, penis, or anus, and can affect both boys and girls equally. And there's about 40 different types of HPV that can infect a boy or a girl. Many HPV types cause no symptoms and go away on their own, but some types don't go away. The CDC recommends that people between the ages of 9 to 26 get HPV vaccinated before becoming sexually active. However, it is still worth getting immunized if you have already started having sexual conduct. The HPV is a 2-dose vaccine if under 15 years old, and a 3-dose vaccine if between 16 to 26 years old. Overall, the effects of the HPV vaccine are usually mild. There have been some reports of fainting, dizziness, headache, nausea, vomiting, and soreness or pain at the injection site. Hence, the CDC recommends that after the shot is administered, to remain seated for a minimum of 15 minutes to reduce these risks. Nonetheless, the FDA and CDC have both concluded that the benefits of the HPV vaccination continue to outweigh its possible side effects and continue to recommend it to you. The vaccine is not recommended if you are pregnant. In addition, you should tell your doctor if you've been diagnosed with an autoimmune disorder, a bleeding disorder, or any form of cancer. Even if you've already have one strain of HPV, you could still benefit from the vaccine because it can protect you from the other strains that you don't have. However, the HPV vaccine cannot cure or heal an existing HPV infection. In addition, it's important to tell you that your doctor, if you have severe allergies, including an allergy to yeast or latex, because you may not be eligible. The HPV vaccine is included as part of the routine recommended childhood vaccine schedule. However, Guam does not mandate it, making it optional. Even though Guam does not mandate the HPV vaccine, the government of Guam fully supports you and your child by offering HPV clinics everywhere throughout DOE schools, shopping centers, and at Public Health. Don't change that channel. We'll be right back with more good stuff. I'm Jen Artero, registered nurse, reminding you, don't wreck yourself, health check yourself.
Health Check with Nurse Jen is presented by Island Cancer Center.
We're back in a flash, so please stay tuned.
Turn up summer with Minute Maid slushies, only at McDonald's. Enjoy 3 refreshingly chill flavors, new sweet peach, blue raspberry, and fruit punch, while summer lasts.
A beautiful, healthy smile is an expression of confidence. The more confident you are about your smile, the more likely you are to fully express your feelings without having to worry about the way your teeth look.
Before cosmetic dentistry, I didn't smile as much. I didn't have the confidence, and it shows. And since I've had cosmetic dentistry done, I feel 10 times more confident. I make my initial introduction with a nice big smile and a handshake, and I just feel like it really is a relationship builder, a nice warm smile, and it makes the clients and customers feel more comfortable with you, feeling confident, and they feel that you're not just there for business, that you're also there kind of as a friend as well. So I mean, it's amazing how powerful a smile can be. A good smile
Since your smile makes a significant impression on those around you, it is important that it makes the impression you want it to make.
You don't need to go anywhere else to get your news. One and done. You don't need to go anywhere else to get your music and entertainment.
One and done.
Oh, and social media? Yeah, we got you.
One and done.
KUAM Communications on multiple platforms from any device. It's your source to go to, connecting Guamanians all over the world with home.
One and done.
The Guam Micronesia Island Fair, as you are well aware now, is coming up very, very soon. So we want to get you and your family up to speed on all the amazing cultural exhibits that await you. And we have Josh and former First Lady of Guam, Joanne Camacho here. Half a day.
Half a day.
Hi, very nice to see you, Auntie Joanne.
Thank you.
Have you been? Obviously busy with this project.
Yes. Well, good to see you.
Very likewise. And okay, who doesn't know Josh right here? I'm going to get his autograph afterwards.
Oh my gosh. No, I think it's me that needs to get your autograph.
Okay, that is a useless investment, trust me.
You are
these
an
days.
icon.
Okay. Okay, so let's talk about GMI. Speaking of icons, the Guam Micronesia Island Fair,
Yes.
certainly that is one of the centerpieces of what you find folks at GVB do every year. So we were kind of talking about this last week. So what else have you got for us coming up?
Well, it starts off tomorrow. It's the opening ceremony is at 6 p.m. The grounds open at 10 a.m. though, if everyone wants to come down early. It's at Plaza de España. That's the new location for Guam Micronesia Island Fair. This is our 31st year, and we're celebrating peace and friendship in the Pacific. That's the theme, and it kind of is the kickoff to the 75th Liberation festivities that will be going on throughout the summer. So we want to invite everyone to come down and experience all the different delegations that will be there. And we have Joanne Camacho here. She's representing Tea Galleria by DFS, and they're our presenting sponsor, so it's pretty
Very
awesome.
nice.
For this year. We've always been a sponsor
Yeah.
for the Guam Micronesian Island Fair, and we're happy this year to be the presenting sponsor. And it's all about promoting the holiday spirit, getting our people to come down and really interact with all the different cultures that are going to be there, the different islands that are going to be participating in the Guam Micronesian Island Fair.
What message do you think should be ushered to people when they attend there? Because obviously they're going to go see the different exhibitors, they're going to see, hear the music, experience the hospitality in each of the various cultures. Some people, they give you kisses on either side of the cheek, they give you a firm handshake, some people give you a hug. What is going to be the main sentiment, Josh, that people take away when they walk to the various places?
I think it's really celebrating our diversity, but also celebrating what we have in common. And, the Pacific region is so massive. I know Pilar talked about how the Pacific region is often referred to as the Blue Continent. And for Micronesia, it's so unique just within the different islands that are so close together. But, our differences are there, but I think we have more in common than we realize. And by bringing together our brothers and sisters, we see that, and we get to celebrate that diversity together, and also what makes us just unique as Micronesia. So yeah, that's what I think the main takeaway from going to this fair.
Joanne, when you were First Lady of Guam, you did an amazing job over those 8 years, but one of the things that you really tried to promote was the Hafa spirit and the goodwill of those of us who call Guam home and projecting that. How is that going to be shared?
I think it's about, because of the theme being peace and friendship. Anytime you say half a day, it's warm, it's welcoming, and it's really sharing about what our culture is all about. The half-day spirit. You just say it and you're like, okay, you're welcome, you're loved, and really there's peace amongst everyone.
Because I'm old enough to remember, when maybe in the late 80s, early 90s, when you said half a day, it was almost like perfunctory. It was like thank you or please. These days, it really does carry an immense amount of value to it. It's welcoming, it's congratulatory, it's inviting people back.
Right.
Yeah. So, but
And it's our culture.
Exactly.
I mean, basically, it's whether it's a handshake or a kiss, it's showing the culture of our island.
Yeah,
and
our
people.
hospitality too. And so I think that when you come down to the fairgrounds at Plaza de España, you're going to see that connection between our past and our present and our future just by celebrating. We have Mario Borja, our master carver for the Sacrament Chamorro, that will be there with the ulitao. And they'll have canoes on display. You see that's our past being celebrated. And then you have the
Guma Group.
The Guma Group.
The
which
Guam Unique Merchandise and Art. We've incubated so many businesses, and we have 23 participants this year at the Guam Micronesian Island Fair.
Very nice.
Very nice. And it's all
That's a diverse group too.
It is. It is. It's from food to art to T-shirts and what have you.
Arts and crafts.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I mean, it's an opportunity too to go Christmas shopping early, get some unique merchandise, and just and get those gifts and support our local artists and vendors.
Now, I've always said that probably the best people that wind up being visitors at the Guam Micronesia Island Fair are the actual exhibitors, because they share physical space with all these other Pacific Island nations. Most of the time they don't know the other people. They wind up being best friends with them afterwards and like, hey, I learned a cooking technique. I learned a song. I learned, a style of dress. And everything.
Right.
So they have the best seat in the house.
That's true.
And they really walk around and interact with each other and really learn about, like you said, about each other's strength and talent.
Yeah, that's true. And I was just down at the fairgrounds earlier this morning, and just to see the canopies, and then just there's even some unique murals that Opaque has painted along the steps there. They're very vibrant at the sunset.
Oh,
and
nice.
then I think there's another one at the waterfall. I didn't see that one yet, but just the whole place, Plaza de España, it feels alive. It feels great. Like it's nice that's going to be our meeting space this year for Micronesia.
I think for over 20 years, we've had it always at Ipa Beach.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's being able to bring the tourists also down into the capital of our island. And I think the Plaza España is a perfect choice.
Okay, Josh, before we go, I want to talk about parking once again, because we always bring that up because people always ask and everything. So if people want to get there, get a good seat, and they're probably going to spend like 2-3 hours there walking around, meeting new people, where should they park?
I would say just anywhere in the vicinity of Plaza de España. You have the Guam Museum. There's some parking in the back of the Plaza de España area as well, but
the old administration parking lot.
The old DOA area. There's a parking lot section there.
That big flat piece of concrete now that used to be where DOA would cut checks.
And so I believe just anywhere in walking distance in Hagåtña, it's not so much of a far of a walk. So I encourage them to carpool and just bring the family and friends and the kids, because
it's not a commute when you have fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, there's a lot of street parking, I think, because it's well laid out. And any street there, you'll be able to park and not walk too very far to the ground.
Very, very similar to how we've done it in the years with when FestPac was hosted in 2016, and then we had Guam Micronesia Island Fair at Paseo. But yeah, lots of street parking, as Joanne had mentioned, and all the information is online. You can go to visitguam.com or check us out on social media, or you can call GVB at 646-5278.
Excellent. Well, much more work lay ahead. We know that. So we're going to let you guys get back to work, and we are going to see you on the flip side of this break.
Now there's a technology that's lighting the way to a new mortgage for people all across Guam. Introducing Simplify Mortgage by Bank of Hawaii, Hawaii's leading lender. Simplify Mortgage by Bank of Hawaii lets you apply for a home loan anytime from any device, making the mortgage and refi process faster and easier. Or work hand in hand with one of our residential loan experts. So put the power of choice and control in your hands. Simplify Mortgage by Bank of Hawaii. Welcome to tomorrow.
Want a real taste of New York? The Big New Yorker is back with a big, bold taste rolled into 16 inches of foldable crust. It's handmade to perfection with a sweet marinara sauce and your favorite topping. And at 30% larger than our large, the Big New Yorker is only $9.99 for carryout. Bring together your family and friends for a Big New Yorker party. Each pizza is just $9.99 for carryout. The Big New Yorker, so close you can taste it. Only at your Island Pizza Hut.
At Island Cancer Center, we treat our patients and their families like our family. We have all been touched by cancer, and it is important to feel comfortable and secure under the care of our health professionals. You can count on us for skilled cancer specialists, the most advanced cancer-fighting technology on the island, and a commitment to caring for you or your loved one with compassion, respect, and empathy. Our family, treating your family.
Island Cancer Center, located on Guam Medical Plaza. Visit us at islandcancercenter.com or call 646-3363.
Half a day.
Ali, Mogitin.
Saranu.
Yakoy. Half a day. Lenho.
Join us as we celebrate peace and friendship in the Pacific at the 31st Annual Guam Micronesia Island Fair from May 29th through June 2nd at the Plaza de España in Hagåtña. Experience Micronesia and our people as we share 5 exciting days of cultural entertainment, food trucks, live musical performances, and more at the 31st Annual Guam Micronesia Island Fair at the Plaza de España. To you by Guam Visitors Bureau and Tea Galleria by DFS, making Guam a better place to live, work, and visit.
You don't need to go anywhere else to get your news. You don't need to go anywhere else to get your music and entertainment.
One and done.
Oh, and social media? Yeah, we got you.
One and done.
KUAM Communications on multiple platforms from any device. It's your source to go to, connecting Guamanians all over the world with home.
One and done.
Our Jonah Goncharfis has a story for you now about a rather innovative way to apply a life-saving technique.
This year's theme for Emergency Medical Services Week was EMS Strong Beyond the Call. Jerica Kinga is a paramedic at Anderson Air Force Base and is this year's EMS Week Committee Chairwoman, and she explains the meaning behind the theme.
Our job just doesn't stop with our patients on scene or once we transfer them to the hospital. It goes beyond the call. We are doing community outreach. We're here for our patients, making sure that they're safe, giving awareness to the public, doing extracurricular activities like medical coverage for certain events. That is us going beyond the call.
Throughout EMS Week, the committee, along with representatives from GFD, Navy Fire, Mariana's Medical Response, and Anderson Air Force Base, made their way to many of the island's elementary schools to teach first aid and how to control bleeding. They also took time to go to the middle schools and demonstrate hands-only CPR. To close out the week, a public awareness campaign was held at the Hagåtña Shopping Center on how to do hands-only CPR.
We're here to emphasize how important hands-only CPR is and crucial to increase the chances of survival for a patient suffering from a cardiac arrest.
Hands-only CPR focuses on chest compressions, which is good for the first few minutes someone is in cardiac arrest, pushing remaining oxygen through the body to keep vital organs alive. It also buys time until someone with more skills can provide help. A good way to learn and remember this skill set is using the song Staying Alive.
It's pretty ironic how that song, just the words Staying Alive, is actually the perfect tempo to keep in anyone's head to provide the correct rate of chest compressions so that the blood actually continues to pump throughout the heart.
And with the week drawing to a close, Jerica wants the community to know a lot of EMS professionals truly put their patients first, and they try to do their best.
We are eager for everybody to learn what we know and help anybody in need, and we truly care about all the people that we encounter, whether you're a patient that needs our help or just a friend.
Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Jonah Goncharfis.
Please stay tuned, there's more after this.
more community calendars brought to you by Taco Bell. Whether it's your first meal or your fourth meal, we've got you covered. Taco Bell, live Más.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
Half a day.
Ali, Mogitin.
Brand new.
Yakoy. Half a day. Lenhuo.
Join us as we celebrate peace and friendship in the Pacific at the 31st Annual Guam Micronesia Island Fair from May 29th through June 2nd at the Plaza de España in Hagåtña. Experience Micronesia and our people as we share 5 exciting days of cultural entertainment, food trucks, live musical performances, and more at the 31st Annual Guam Micronesia Island Fair at the Plaza de España. To you by Guam Visitors Bureau and Tea Galleria by DFS, making Guam a better place to live, work, and visit.
Legends aren't born, they are made. And during our Jeep Celebration event at Cars Plus and Mighty, you'll receive up to $6,000 in accessories with the purchase of a new Jeep Wrangler, Motor Trend SUV of the Year. Customize your new Jeep to the way you want it. Or how about a new Jeep Grand Cherokee? Save up to $5,000. Or save up to $7,500 on a new Jeep Compass Sport. It's our Jeep Celebration event going on now at Cars Plus and Mighty. Cars Plus, driven by you.
House to Home, presented by Remax Diamond Realty.
Right now, my friends, available for your streaming or downloading pleasure is a podcast that Gina from Remax Diamond Realty Guam did with our Joaquin Concepcion. Really, really interesting stuff, Gina. So everybody go down and listen to that because it talks about estate planning. And one thing that really stuck out to me, you spent a considerable amount of time talking about power of attorney.
Yes, yes.
That's a phrase everybody uses at some point, but I would dare say not that many people really grasp exactly what it is and what the scope of that is.
You know, it's a tool that has so usually the power of attorneys are prepared by your attorney.
Makes sense.
For specific reasons, right? You need something. But the ones that we've come across that have been the most helpful is you can get a power of attorney for your family member, whether it's your parents, your child, whomever needs help. Mm-hmm. I've got a situation where a friend here in Guam is getting a power of attorney for her friend that lives. So it's not even a direct family member. They're just really close friends. Her friend lives in the States and we've got real estate here in Guam. So she prepared a power of attorney so she can sign in her friend's behalf. Her friend has medical issues right now, and running and getting documents signed and notarized has become a real burden for her. Mm-hmm. So we prepared the power of attorney. But specifically, when I was talking to Ken, we were talking about me having a power of attorney maybe for my parents so I can act in their behalf. And I was sharing with him that very recently, I'm working with a family who is actually, her father has been declared he cannot sign a power of attorney anymore. He does not have the ability to make decisions.
His faculties are
yes,
compromised.
It's compromised. So instead, the family, so her mom and herself, have decided they're going to sell the family home. And so I contacted an attorney, said, you need to go see an attorney. So they saw the attorney. The attorney said, listen, you could do a guardianship. Because at this point, you can't use a power of attorney. The power of attorney only works if the person can make decisions, right? Mm-hmm. The person can no longer make decisions. You need guardianship. So that's one way to address that issue. If the person can make decisions and you're able to communicate with that person, you can get a power of attorney, and that's fine. The other thing that came up is he said, you know, Gina, if this person is able to make decisions, but is not quite ready yet to turn over a power of attorney to someone, there is another mechanism, and it's called the springing durable power of attorney. So in that case,
I have never heard of this.
You know what? It was new to me, and this came up from John Visosky. And so I give him, he brought this up and as a means of serving his clients, right? He said, Gina, if you have a situation where somebody, they want to give, they know that at some point they have to give decision making over to somebody else, but they don't want to do it right now. Like say my mother. If my mother had wanted to give me a springing, durable power of attorney, it basically says, listen, this power of attorney only springs into action when I can no longer make decisions. So it's kind of like the middle of
it's a fancy way of saying conditional, basically.
Yeah, it's a conditional power of attorney, but it only goes into effect when my mother can no longer make decisions. So it's not guardianship.
Right.
She's acknowledging at some point I'm not going to be able to make decisions anymore. And this power of attorney only goes into effect when the doctor has said this person cannot make decisions anymore.
Does this work both ways though? Because I can see, okay, so say you have like maybe say a 30-year-old parent, a single mom, right? And she's got like an 11-year-old child. Say the mom, just tragic accident, something like that, she becomes incapacitated or she gets ill or something like that. The 11-year-old obviously is unable to make big legal decisions, especially with property or bank accounts and everything like that. So the mom would not have the proper wherewithal to make decisions, but the child is, also not.
A minor cannot make decisions.
But it sounds like this conditional power of attorney would be like.
The conditional power of attorney is applicable. It kicks in.
And I hate to use that phrase.
It kicks in when the mom is unable to make decisions anymore. But I'm assuming, and this is a legal question, that an attorney would say it has to go to an adult. You cannot appoint a minor to make decisions for in those cases.
That's why I was saying, can it also work that way? Say when the minor reaches either 16 or 18 or 21 or some predetermined age.
I'm assuming it has to be a legal person who's going to get the power of attorney. So. And that's a long time period. I know when I was speaking to John, he says it goes into action later. And I don't know how much time or that you have to wait for the person to reach adulthood. I think now that's too complicated. But I'm just talking about a person wanting to give it to an adult person.
Because you could be a full-on 21-year-old and still be incredibly immature.
So that's a different question altogether.
That was me. That was me in college.
Okay, that's a different issue.
Well, you did spend, like as I said, a big chunk of time talking about that and all the big things. So we want to invite everybody to go check out the KUAM Podcast Network. It's on SoundCloud.com/KUAM News. Gina has a fantastic podcast that she did for us. Thank you so much for doing that, by the way.
No problem.
Incredibly informative. So make sure everybody go there, stream that, download it, share it with all your friends. Get his really good information. We'll see you guys next time.
Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E. Explore your world. This primetime lineup is